First, let us begin in Thailand. Martial law has been declared by the army there. Pro and anti-government protesters have been warned in no uncertain terms not to move around Bangkok. The declaration comes after months of unrest and the deepening political crisis in the country. Our Khontua starts us off.
Thailand is under temporary military rule as the army in the early hours of Tuesday morning local time declared nationwide martial law to restore order in the crisis-hit country.
To maintain peace and order and bring back peace into all groups and all sides as soon as possible, I used Law Section 2 and 4 and Martial Law 2457 to announce martial law all over Thailand.
He denied a military coup was underway, only saying the army needs to take charge of public security. General Prayut also urged people to carry on with their business as usual. Thai public television showed images of soldiers outside broadcast stations in Bangkok Tuesday, announcing that all TV stations were being secured by the military. An aide to the interim prime minister was quoted as saying the move had not been relayed to the government beforehand and that it remains to be seen whether the army chief will agree to stay impartial. The aide added this declaration of martial law was half a coup. Thailand's army has staged 11 coups since the end of absolute monarchy in 1932. The last one occurred in 2006. The declaration of martial law comes 2 weeks after Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra was ousted from office, along with 9 cabinet ministers for allegedly abusing their power. Anti-government protesters had wanted Yingluck out for months. The government had scheduled elections for July 20th after earlier polls were cancelled due to mass protests. The next elections are also likely to be boycotted by anti-government protesters who want the remnants of Yingluck's government out and a neutral leader installed. Khontua, Arirang News.
And Korea's foreign ministry is considering issuing a travel warning to Thailand for the safety of Koreans with plans to visit the Southeast Asian country or its nationals there. Now let's try getting a better sense of what the situation is like there on the streets of Bangkok and what's ahead for that country. For that, Thepachai Young joins us live on the line. He is the executive director and editor-in-chief of Bangkok-based Nation Multimedia Group. Thepachai Young, thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning.
Now, first of all, give us a brief overview of what the situation is like there. What does martial law look like in Thailand?
I think for the normal people, life goes on as usual. But of course, politically speaking, this will be a crucial step that we hope will lead to some kind of a settlement that can be reached among all the conflicting parties.
Right. We'd like to know what the overview of the situation there. I mean, there have been months-long political unrest in Thailand. How did it come about to this point?
I think of course, the reason cited by the army in imposing the martial law was the potential of violence that would be caused by all the conflicting parties. And of course, we have seen attempts by the Senate, to try to break the deadlock. But the last straw that I think led the army to decide to impose martial law was the failure of the Senate and the government to agree to a settlement yesterday. Because that is being seen as the potential for a bloody conflict.
Now, what about what's next for Thailand? I mean, are we looking at an all-out elections taking place or appointment of a new government by the army? I mean, what does the army have in mind?
I think we see in this move. I think the martial law is probably part of the army's attempts to try to help break the deadlock. So in a way, it should help speed up the process of the dialogue that the Senate is trying to have with the government. And I think we should provide a good opportunity for all these conflicting parties to sit down and try to find a way out.
All right, well, certainly a very tense situation there on the streets of Bangkok. Many thanks to you. That was Tepachai Young, Executive Director and Editor-in-Chief of Nation Multimedia Group, live from Bangkok.